United.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Red Carpet. Right on cue. No messing about today. We're on a hot streak. We're feeling good energy. We're 3-point collectors. No one could banter us this weekend. Everyone had to delete their drafts. Expressions couldn't come. You know what I mean? Robbie couldn't say nothing. All the Arsenal man in the mud. Matisse, all them didn't want to answer the phone. It was a nice weekend. It was a nice, 3 p.m. kickoff. Not all the cap, just no problem. Just a little win. No one even cares about the game. Don't have to show all mad highlights and talking points. No. Routine. Well, say routine, but 3 points. 3 points. We got a nice 3 points. And it was needed. Big up to Owen, big up to KG, big up to Saeed, big up to Alice. Adam will be pulling up around about 15:15 as well. A lot's happened since the last one. And we're going into and again, going into a massive week, mate. Jose coming up next. You know what I mean? Then we pull up to the London Stadium where we don't travel well, even though West Ham haven't been doing good. So the chance to start going on a run, maybe, is a chance, isn't it? That's what it is. This is it. This is what we're here for.
Yeah. Of course.
What you say, 3 points in the bag, always a chance, isn't it?
Listen, man, it was a game of two halves. I think the first half was a bit frustrating. We had openings, but we just couldn't really find, someone arriving in the box, someone just kind of taking initiative to be there. But I thought Garnacho did well to isolate his defender, but just couldn't really get a ball in the box, and nobody was there really. But the second half, we thoroughly deserved that. And the goal came at a right time, man. I think if that goal didn't come at that moment, I'm not saying that we wouldn't have won the game, but I think it would have been, you would have seen the crowd getting on top of it, you know what I mean? You know, it's like Old Trafford, when it just gets a bit toxic. So I think for me, the goal came at the right opportunity. And what a wonderful finish. And then we deserved it, man. We were peppering their goal, man. You know what I mean? We were literally getting the ball, winning 50-50s, guys. You know, one thing that I love here that I don't see at Old Trafford is winning them 50-50s, man. Them, when the ball bounces or just, bro, I'm seeing Rashford tracking back. I'm seeing, I just seen things. I was like, you know what? I think we're going to win this. Leslie, we're winning this. She was like, oh, no.
You said that's a Leslie.
Yeah.
I got Joe. You got Leslie.
Yeah. I was like, Leslie, we're winning this. And she got a shades out.
What was your impression of Leslie as well, by the way, Saeed?
What was that, sorry?
What was your impression of Leslie as well with her response?
Like, oh, we're not going to win this. I'm not sure. I was like, Leslie, we got this. And then, lovely finish from Højlund. And I think for me, they didn't do anything, man. Let's be honest. Like, Shard went through once, and I think he had a bad touch, but I don't remember. I think Onana saved one good save, little camera save, you know what I mean? Nice little save there.
Yeah, first up.
You know what I mean? But that was it, man. There wasn't really anything that it was down to us to win the game, and we did that. And I said to you, Flex, said to KG, we'll win this 2-1. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I just believe United will win this 2-1, and Brentford will have an off day. Lo and behold, Brentford did do that. So, listen, 3 points. I came out of the ground relieved. I think everybody was relieved. And, man. And for once, I come out of the ground, there was a couple of fans still not happy. I said, bro, we got 3 points, man. Relax. And I was the one that was being positive. I said, yo, guys, what's this one? I said, listen, we'll get onto them. We've got plenty of time. But
we have got plenty of time. That's true. This is the opening statements. This is opening statements, to be fair.
Yeah, 3 points. I watched Match of the Day, and man, life is good for now until Thursday. We move.
You just take it, like you say, game by game. Innit? You've got a little breathing space. Enjoy that, and then go again. Alice, how did you see it, and how happy were you with the 3 points, and kind of what could we start to go on a run? Could we see something positive?
I mean, look, 5-year new contract he deserves after that. Fantastic. I'm only joking, but look, we won and we deserve to win. And we haven't said that a lot in the last 18 months. Not only did we get the 3 points, but we deserved the 3 points. The players put the effort in. So you just cannot complain. And hopefully that can build some momentum build some confidence. We scored 2 goals at home for the first time as well. You know, I just think, do you know what it reminded me? It gave me first season vibes. You know how we lost to Brighton, we lost to Brentford 4-0, first 2 games of Ten Hag's first season. He went, yeah, this isn't working. He went a bit more defensive, a bit more compact. And then he was sort of like, you know what, we're going to make the midfield more compact, play almost not to lose and not get backwards. And I think he's gone back to that a little bit. I thought Casemiro and Eriksen did have a good second half. It was the OG midfield three. I think Højlund grew into the game. Garnacho played well. I thought Rashford trapped back really well on the right-hand side, playing in a deeper role. I had a lot of concerns about that, but I thought he put in some good balls. I was actually quite happy with the all-round performance and stuff. My only concern, and I don't want to be negative, is this is his 3rd season, and is he just going to go back to what worked in his first season, which isn't what he wants to do just because he gets results, but isn't the long-term plan to try and make it work, which is probably what I guess he needs to do, because what we were doing before just was so bad that we need to find something that works. But it is like, it does still feel like first season energy, and he is in his 3rd season. So we do definitely need to see more in these coming games. But if he can keep doing this and getting results to the international break, I think he could get himself to the end of the season. But unless we do something amazing, I think Ineos will sack him in the summer. And there's probably someone Ineos want in the summer. But I think this could be a bit of a repeat of his first season, but we just find the form a bit later on. But then this is Man United. I say that, I get my hopes up. We might go to Fenerbahce and absolutely embarrass ourselves. So you just don't know with this team.
No, you definitely do not know. WJ Barrett says, what's the Trinity Wicked show? Yeah, just a random Trinity for no reason in the morning. Just happened to be. So big up. If things go our way and we are 3 points behind Arsenal come Sunday evening, KG, you won't be humble. No chance.
Humble.
No chance. He's sending you no chance. They'd have to lose at home to Liverpool, though. That would be a big result. But yeah, we'd also have to beat West Ham away, which would also be a big result.
I'm telling you, if I had to choose out of the 2 teams that I don't want Liverpool winning that league, though. So I think I have to just edge Arsenal. Like, as much as I'm very vocal about my Arsenal hatred, Liverpool winning the league is too much for me to manage, to be honest. Like, it's too much.
Trust me.
Yeah, can't happen. Larry says, KG, I saw the video of you and the missus and Eni doing excellently at school. Beautiful moment. Big up to the young one. Haven't seen that. So what's parents' evening in? Is that?
She won the school award, bro.
She won the award.
All through the school, bro. Like, all through. Like, reception to year 6. Year 4 took the trophy, fam.
Year 4 queen.
School Champions League is like the School Champions League, bro. It's massive.
It's the elite competition of school competition.
You don't get no. Like, she's got a
conference league. It's not. It's
yeah. And she's got a couple of badges as well. Like, she's got the excellence badge. Like, she's on it.
Big up, man.
Love that. Big up to the princess. Says Sophia's football talk. Big up Eddie, says Jason Ramon. You're gonna have to show her this after. You say, listen.
Hold on, 1 second.
All now.
Ends. All right, she's gonna get her flowers, fam. She might as well get her flowers.
100%. She needs to get the full flowers on the internet, bro. In the whole universe, bro.
Yeah.
Big up Eni. Look, everyone meant says big up Eni. Love that.
Very essential. That. Come, princess. Quick. Come get your flowers. Everyone's proud of you, babes, for your award. There you go. You got to go lower.
Well done for winning your award, Eddie.
Big up, Eddie.
Let's go.
Go on, still. You know what the bomb
Drop a bomb. Too reckless.
But yeah, everyone's proud of you. Look, so that's what I'm saying.
Well done. Everyone's saying big up Eddie.
Well done, Eddie. Hey, that guy there, that Saeed is a disgrace. There you go.
Yeah, big up Eddie, man. She's gonna have a good evening.
Big up Eddie.
KG, what are you saying? Can we go on a run now? Is it you looking at it like you saw enough?
I'm playing. Door attacks. All right, cool. Let's get to it. Don't say run, guys. We have to be chill. I didn't even believe we was going to win this game. Saeed was the one telling me we're going to win this. He's like 2-1. I was like, nope, we're going to lose this 3-1. I don't see it. I just don't agree with this team. I hate to do this, guys. I hate to be negative, yeah. But mentally, we are beyond fragile. We are like to the level, like it's ridiculous. And that chance, remember when that ball goes over into the box, and I think Evans kind of sticks a toe out
exactly.
And
it's like 90 seconds in, wasn't it? Yeah.
Early in the game, yeah. And that moment there, we have that thing. And it took a delayed head injury for the boys to wake up. It took a delayed head injury for them to say, hang on, this ain't right. But where was this performance at any moment through the start of the game to where we was now? And if had that been a better team, because once we concede, usually heads drop and we're in a funny way and we struggle to recover. Man United have serious mentality issues, hence why we're the ones that have conceded. So we've lost from winning positions over and over again. You know, that's one of the major issue is we can perform like how we did in the second half, but where is that on a regular? Why did those players have to take being pissed off with the referee for them to say, let's perform now? Where was the pissed off against Liverpool? Where was the pissed off against Spurs? Where was that energy against many teams that we face? We just drop our heads and we start looking for other people, and it's the lacking of leaders in this team, for me, why I can't say we've turned a corner. Because let's say could Man United beat that Bournemouth that played Arsenal if they get up the way they did? I don't know if we go and get the result there. I just worry about mentally. I think we're incredibly fragile, and I'm not going to get excited until I see something serious.
Yeah. Jason Ramon says medical staff was the final straw from them.
Oh, man.
They were just, honestly, that I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it now. Like, that just should never happen. Like, just to get him patched up till halftime, they had ample opportunities. But yeah, I'm with KG, man. There's no, I don't feel like we can watch what happened against Brentford and be like, that's it, that's all we needed. We are going to go on a run now. I hope we do, but it's way too early to start doing that. Just have to do game by game. If you want to turn around a shit start to the season, it has to be game by game. It's as simple as that. Like there was some moments in there where we weren't too great. I think the 4-4-2. It's interesting what Alice said, that Ten Hag's basically gone back to this. Like, he doesn't really want to do it, but he has to get results now. Which, okay, that's fine, because you'd rather him, you know, if he was just doing the same thing and we keep getting licks, we're going to go, why don't you change it? The frustration last year was with all them injuries, it took up until Palace 4-0 to get to play a 4-4-2 and be more compact. It took licks against Fulham, couldn't get it done against Burnley, going away to flipping City and all that. And with Liverpool, we went defensive, got a 0-0. So he proved he could tighten it up a little bit when he wanted to. But he literally admitted last year, never forget that interview with Gary Neville, when Gary Neville literally asked him, like, did you not think about changing things and going more defensive? And he said, we thought about it, but we said no. So he literally told us. So this 4-4-2 is interesting. I mean, the first half, I was like, we're a bit passive in this 4-4-2. We're not pressing. We're allowing Brentford to play out, and they just look really comfortable. I don't want them to look this comfortable. It wasn't Onana getting peppered, but it was just, they were just looking too comfortable. But like you say, second half, they produced the goods, man. They really did. Yeah.
No, I just think the norm isn't the norm nowadays, is it? It's not normal to win at home against a team like Brentford, and that's what I think we're struggling to compute. And fans, when we do win, we're maybe overjoyed, and obviously when we do lose, maybe fans who feel like they're backing the manager feel like the guys who are Ten Hag out feel like it's too negative. You know what I mean? So it's like you're trying to process the two, but ultimately the 2.5 years the manager's been here, we've seen an irregular, amount of wins and losses in terms of what we're trying to do. It's been inconsistent. I think Ten Hag, the maximum we've gone on a run is, I think it's 4 games. I could be wrong, but 4 games or 4 out of 5 we've won. And I think it was last year where we won Luton, Villa, Everton. I think there was a run where we made, and then we lost to Fulham. Remember,
beginning of the year. Because we were unbeaten till like February in 2024.
Fulham game, we were like, this is good.
And then and we were like, and that's and coincided with Højlund scoring the goals consecutively.
Yeah, absolutely.
In all the games. Exactly, yeah. And then like you said, Højlund gets injured, we play Fulham, we lose, and then I think we didn't win a game for like 6 or 7 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Or something ridiculous.
Mad runs.
It's mad.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I genuinely don't know, and you know what I mean. And that comes down to the team playing well and they're confident, and you know us being able to be like confident. Like I think we need to just do step by step to the point where we can all say that we're winning this weekend. You know, bro, we need to, because now KG can't be saying 3-1 Brentford. Like that shouldn't be the norm, but it has become the norm because of what we've been seeing. So therefore, when people say, "Oh, but you need to back your team," but well, what we've seen in terms of evidence has shown us that there hasn't been a kind of continuation of results for us in that kind of regard. So fans aren't able to be like, "Yo, we're gonna win." So that's where I think it comes down to. You win against West Ham, you then can say, "Right, bring on Chelsea. We're having them at home. Come on, guys." Let's just
do they have to
Chelsea.
separate it? Do you think they have to separate it by competition? Because I was talking to you, Flex, earlier on, wasn't I, saying that, not to say like I don't care what happens with Fenerbahce because it's a big game, it's Jose, there's ex-United players there. But let's say a result is negative, but we then beat West Ham at the weekend, because for basically well over a year now we've been so bad in the league. If we do have a bit of a spotty record in Europe, but actually in the league we're starting to pick up more results consistently, is that like, would people more edge towards that and be like, actually,
I have to say no to that, Owen, because it's a league that we find ourselves in Europe. It's a European.
Does it depend on the nature? Does it depend on the nature of it as well? Because like this was the argument after the Porto game, wasn't it? Like if you went into the Porto game and said you'll get a draw there, you'd probably go, "Oh, it's all right then." But it's the manner of which you were 2-0 up. You know, they were all over us for a large majority of the game, and you go, "Well, we threw it away and we got a bit lucky." If it's a case of actually we do go to Fenerbahce and we lose, or we're unlucky in defeat, or we get a draw or whatever, but then you beat West Ham to sides point, you beat Chelsea, then people actually kind of go, "Oh, I don't really care now about the Europa League actually because our league form's getting a bit better." Or is that a dangerous road to go down?
And Cuban says it perfectly as well. Can't separate because Europe is our best chance of Champions League. We need that. We need this tournament so bad. For if you think of silverware, what's up there to be won, and how Man City don't look like we're close to them. Liverpool look like they are riding the crest of a wave right now. Arsenal, how closer we are to even to them. So then, to the chances to win stuff in Europe is our best opportunity of silverware.
But you can still go through to the next phase, can't you, by having a really spotty record in this early stage of the Europa League, can't you? And that's the only thing I'm sort of saying, that actually, if let's say it's a bit not great in Europa League, but we still go through whatever, but we are picking up wins in the league, that's going to ease more pressure on him. Because if we, let's say we beat Fenerbahce, but we lose to West Ham and we lose to Chelsea, he's in massive trouble because the league position is only going to get worse, and that's your bread and butter. And also, when we've been criticizing him in recent weeks, we've been saying sort of the European stuff is there, but it's like your bread and butter is the league. You can't be bottom half of the table. You can't be 15th or whatever. If you go through to the next round of Europa League by finishing, I don't know, 8th, or you are even in the playoff phase, you go through another 8.
They're
gonna be like, people are gonna be like, yeah, exactly. And it's almost like at the moment, obviously he needs results in general, but I'm just looking at it going, he needs results in general in the league. He needs to pick up results in the league. If you had to be like, well, that he's not going to go run consistently across competitions, but you've got to pick one competition. At the moment, I'd be like, you've got to win in the league. Like West Ham next weekend, with how shit they are. If we go, I know we're away from home, but still, if we go to the London Stadium and we get overturned by Lopetegui, there'll be questions. There'll be massive questions.
The same thing happened last year.
They'll forget whatever's happened at Fenerbahce. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same thing. But do you know what it is? Yeah, unfortunately, it's the feeling of game by game, and like you said, it is the manner of what happens. So, you know, Fenerbahce is a game where when everything's normal, you're looking at it, you go, listen, tough, hostile place to go, mate. Places like Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, you know what I mean? Them big, you know, if it's like the Serbian teams, you know, like, you know, those like tricky, if it's like Napoli, or there's some tough away games.
Partizan Belgrade.
Partizan Belgrade. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. I remember we went to, someone threw a coin in my head from the other fans. When we went to, who did we play again? The opposite to them. Not Red Star.
Red
No,
Star.
sorry, it was Partizan. No, it was
Red
no. We played Partizan. We played Partizan. Red Star is the other one. Yeah, Partizan Belgrade. Martial scored a penalty. We won. But the ultras, they had the keys to the stadium, bro. They said, you want to come to the stadium tour? Come with us. We got our own key for one side of the stadium. It was ridiculous. Yeah, go check that out. It was great. Me and Josh had a lot of fun there. They were great people, but when I realized how serious they were, I was like, rah, they just got keys. It's like me saying, yeah, like Stretford End, yeah, we got our own key, so the club can't talk to us. We do our own thing. We set the Stretford End up ready for the game. It was just mad. But what my point is that there's some tough games in Europe, and Porto and Fenerbahce are ones that you do look at, big atmospheres, and you go, oh, okay. But if you lose badly, it still counts as like the run you're currently on. So it's like you look at games like last 5 or 6 games. So you go since Spurs, well, you know, you got a draw against Villa.
You know they want Mourinho out.
I mean,
you know they want.
Apparently, they're not doing that good. Yeah, they're not doing good.
They're not doing good. I spoke to Turkish guy yesterday. They want Mourinho out. They're not doing great. They're already X amount of points.
Jose's under pressure as well.
It's crazy. It's crazy that, isn't it? Because he's lost one game, and that was to Galatasaray all season.
I know. Because he's had a lot of draws, and they
were calling him out. He's lost the derby. That's why they want him out. He lost it quite big, and that's enough for them.
What are you saying, Adam, about where we're at now, and then how we could look at this next batch of fixtures?
Well, it's interesting what Owen said there. It's in terms of you could go beat Fenerbahce, but then you would lose to West Ham. I think what you've got to take into consideration is the wounded animal that West Ham are. Manchester United knackered after that late game in Turkey, and West Ham waiting for us. We all know inevitably Man United don't do well away from home after a European week. We got lucky with Aston Villa. They were playing the same week. We're not going to get the same thing at West Ham. So you have to put that into consideration as well, like how he balances his squad. And the question comes up again, like what's more important? Does a trophy like Ten Hag keeps on going on about? And again, yesterday in the writers, football writers awards, whatever they were, he's going about the trophies and everything like that. What is a trophy? What's the important trophy? Because there's only one trophy that Ten Hag can win right now. It's going to, realistically, I mean by that's going to get him into another year under Ineos, and that's the Europa League. It probably is that important to him that you've got to take Fenerbahce seriously. You need a positive result from that. Like we said all along, like Gary Neville coming out after the Villa game, for instance, he said that a draw against Aston Villa, that's changed everything. That's changed everything. Yeah, a draw against Porto and Aston Villa only works well if you beat Brentford, Fenerbahce, and West Ham. Otherwise, you just continue in the cycle all along. What United haven't done when they've dug them all right results out, because don't forget, last season, we got smashed by Bournemouth 3-0 at home, and then we went and stunk Anfield out and got a 0-0 draw, but we still ended up being shit. So he has to win these 2 games for me to convince anybody who was like doubting. That's still not going to convince everybody that he's the right man for the future, but in terms of this season alone, I feel like he has to beat Fenerbahce, which he can do. And God, he can beat a crap West Ham side, basically without Kudus anyway, who's their best player in my opinion, and the one that is a real danger. I mean, he tore us apart last season, didn't he, in that game that you were talking about, Flex, when they were bad when we went and played them, but they still absolutely battered us. Actually, I do remember it was
0-0 at half time,
wasn't it?
Yeah,
and it
was 0-0 at half time.
Crisis then, didn't we?
West Ham fans were booing because it was crap at half time, and then it just came out and like, what's his name? Bowen just dinked the ball over. Was it just dinked the ball over, one little 1-2.
Yeah,
and then after that, Cobby gave away the ball,
well,
and then it was 2-0. They didn't even need to do anything.
It was
the Fenerbahce one as well. It's the problem is if there's a negative result there, it's the fact that it's Jose as well. There is a story there, isn't there? You know what I mean? With the Porto one, obviously we got the late goal, but had we lost, the negative would have just been the defeat. But with the Fenerbahce one, it's like, it's Jose. There's a couple of ex-players. There's Amrabat, there's Fred. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, you know. So
at least one manager's getting it big time after that game on Wednesday. Like you said, like. They're not going to accept a full bore sort of Fenerbahce against Manchester United. Them fans have expected them to go for United's throats, and nothing else will do. So Jose's in trouble, Ten Hag's in trouble. I think that's why Ten Hag was actually saying, "Look, it's an important game for both of us." Comment says there. I was reading that before as well. You've got the Fred and Amrabat coming back.
Double pivot, mate. I'm looking at it now that they've been playing, and they drew against FP20 as well.
It's like I say, like you're talking about United going to Prime and Netflix for this behind the wall. Forget that. We should be going to bleeding Disney. We should be getting a bloody blockbuster film going because you know what's coming this episode. It'd be Fred turning up and getting a powering header ahead of Bleeding Delict or something to win the game. The smallest man on the pitch.
Amrabat running around, bare passion, not stopping.
Amrabat circles around Ugarte, his replacement. You know what I mean? Be like,
yeah. Oh yeah, because Bruno can't
Ugarte
play
in that game. By the way, do you feel like this is a game for Ugarte this week?
Well, who could we play with? There's no Bruno. There's no Mainu. There's no Bruno. Mount's just
don't play him in the 6 though, man. Play him in the 8. He's an 8, man. It's not a 6.
We've been playing 4-4-2, bro.
I'm with Casemiro, maybe.
He's gonna go 4-4-2 again.
I like to see
Eriksen's got to play. Eriksen's got.
I like to see him play Casemiro, Ugarte, and Eriksen. Eriksen in the 10.
That's what's gonna happen, I think.
Yeah.
No Mainu.
So what are we saying then? He probably ain't gonna do this 4-4-2 thing then, because Bruno is the 10, but kind of goes up front with Højlund. Eriksen can't do that. He's not mobile enough.
Yeah,
that's another thing I would do.
I'm with Alice. I would play Zirkzee at 10. I think that's his only position he's going to fit into this side. I was just talking.
I ain't playing
McTominay role.
Not getting in.
I ain't playing Zirkzee.
Play with Højlund. I think him and Højlund.
Are you laughing, Casey? Why are you laughing?
No.
Just Friday, though. What? As soon as he hears Zirkzee, he's laughing.
I need some mobility.
No, I just laughed at what Flex said. He said that he's not playing him with. I'm not playing him. Happened because Alice said the McTominay role, and I thought that's funny. And then after,
doesn't take much to get KG laughing, though, does it?
Yeah, man.
and then after, it's a Flex. It's the way Flex speaks as well. I just know Flex of it in it. Flex, why are you not doing that? What's wrong?
I don't think he's ready for the type of performance that we need yet. He still needs more settling in time. That's what.
When do you settle in? West Ham.
Just when you can move.
Chelsea.
Just need more mobility.
Like Leicester EFL Cup is coming up. That's gonna be
that's it. Leicester.
I know. Anthony played in that competition. Where's he been? This is the problem. It goes back to the recruitment side again. He needed a goal scorer. Zirkzee isn't that. So you're trying to find a place for another player. You're trying to fit him in somewhere again. God's sake, why do we do it?
4-4-2. The 4-4-2, yeah. Look, because Bruno can't play. Because I don't know how you lot saw it, but in the ground, I saw Bruno with Højlund up front. Yeah. And then Garnacho on the left, Rashford on the right, and then obviously Eriksen and Casemiro, yeah. But sometimes, especially in the first 20 minutes, sometimes Rashford was up front with Højlund and Bruno was on the right-hand side. Yeah. It was almost like a hybrid, but it was 4-4-2 at all times. I saw that. So I was thinking, is he going to keep playing this? But if we do want to play that against Fenerbahce, it doesn't, with the characters we've got, it doesn't really go because Zirkzee and Højlund up front with just Amrabat and Eriksen. Sorry.
What about
Casemiro and Eriksen?
What about Ahmad as a kind of partner for him there? If he's going to be pressing.
Not away at Fenerbahce, no chance.
I generally think he'll back play the same team, just not obviously Bruno.
Not in a 4-4-2 then.
Yeah, Ugarte will be the only change.
But if he plays Ugarte, Eriksen, and Casemiro, Eriksen's got to be the one most further forward. But him going up front.
Well, he won't do it that way. He don't want to do it that way.
Is Mason?
No. Mason Mount's no way.
That would be the other thing then. Who would be the midfield option off the bench if something goes wrong? Is he going to have Collier on the bench or something like that? Is he going to be Jack Fletcher again? You know?
Because that was a surprise, right? Seeing Fletcher there, you just don't know what you just don't know what he's going to do. The main thing is Rashford's finding some form on the right hand side. You know, that's the one thing that we saw, which is nice. And seeing Garnacho just be non-stop, just at his man every single time on the left-hand side, because those moments where people were kind of angry, you lot heard it in the stadium. Was there solid boos at half-time for the first half?
I think it's for the referee, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there was a mix. There was a mix, mate. It's I think everyone woke up because it was all asleep. When the goal went in for Brentford, and then everyone decided to be really angry, me included. But that's like I said, the best thing that happened to United that weekend was Brentford scored that goal because United would have stunk the place out. They just went out and played angry. So that's how I seen it anyway. But we just talked off there, we just binned off about 3 or 4 players because it's Fenerbahce. This is United in the Europa League, and we're saying that these players cannot play. Yeah, it's not a game for this player. I'm like, God's sake, these are the ones we're pinning our hopes on to actually get us up the bleeding table. When will they play?
We need, and that's the thing, right? Like we need. I would play Zirkzee in this one just to see what him and the Rasmus connection could look like, because we bought him for that. We bought them to say they could play together, right? I didn't think we bought them to say one is gonna play ahead of each other. Like the thought was, because there's one that's gonna run in behind, and there's other one just gonna lay it off for him, and almost you can play off the big guy. So
we did try them to play together.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not with Bruno. Bruno's the main guy. We just gave Bruno
the main guy, man.
So we bought him because he's different to Højlund, so we could play them together and be more unpredictable.
How do we get the other players into the game, considering the way we play? How do we get the most out of Zirkzee if he's dropping his team?
The only way you get it is by consistently playing him, but that's not going to happen. You're supposed to build a system around certain plays. They need to play consistently.
100%.
He's not going to do it. He changes it.
This is why I blame Ten Hag, man. Nobody's going to like it, but I blame Ten Hag because he's brought him without a plan. No, but it's true, though. It's true, guys. Let's be honest, man. What he does is, what Ten Hag does is, when he doesn't know the solution, just bench her. And he's done that with Ugarte now. He's done it with Anthony. He's done it with so many players where if he doesn't really have the solution, he'll just bench her and then find a way of somehow kind of almost, becoming a plan. And that's what he'll do with Zirkzee. He's doing it with Højlund now because I believe Højlund suits the three that are in the head of him, like in terms of Bruno, Garnacho and Rashford, because it's chaotic and he likes that kind of chaotic kind of feel. Whereas Zirkzee, it's a bit more nurtured, it's a bit more kind of, possession based. And these guys are playing so wide. How can you really link up with them? Let's be honest.
Can I just say something? Sorry, go on, Alex. Go on, Alex.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, let's just. There's a bit of an elephant. Can we let's just talk, right? The Zirkzee thing right now. I'm sorry, like Højlund right now is better. I'd rather play Højlund 10 times out of 10 right now than Zirkzee. Let's just call that as it is. He's more mobile. He's more likely to score. He can finish. Zirkzee looks off the pace and he's time. Sure. Well, bro, we can do this better player thing. We're talking about the touch and all this link up thing.
Scorer.
I saw Zirkzee come on the pitch yesterday. I'm just going to say what I saw. Yeah. How many things are we going to bro?
It's true though.
Let's just call it as it is. Yeah. If we need a goal right now, who are you going to turn to? Are you going to turn to Zirkzee or are you going to turn to?
Zirkzee scored when we needed a winner against Fulham.
Does that go back to recruitment though, Flex? Because that's kind of what I'm saying.
I'm saying about the recruitment, but also I'm just talking about absolutely. We can talk about where it stems from. I'm talking about now we got the player. I'm not surprised that Højlund is starting ahead of Zirkzee. I'm not.
Because he's a striker. Because he's a striker.
Zirkzee's not a nine.
Though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
He's just not the type of nine that scores goals. He's the nine that goes the opposite way.
Højlund's starting because he's a striker. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is the thing we're saying that Zirkzee's good at, mate. I saw him come on the thing. He couldn't hold up a bench. He couldn't do nothing.
Guys,
like that.
What did the manager do last season with Højlund? Can anyone tell me what the manager did with Højlund?
He struggled.
He struggled. But what did he struggle? What did he do with him? What did he do with him when he struggled?
He was our top scorer.
No. But what did he do with Højlund when he was struggling? What did he do? He benched him, right? He played McTominay, Bruno. Bro, he played everyone up front. And that's what right now, all it is that Højlund right now is doing his thing right now. And that's it. I don't think there's kind of an over-analysis say Højlund's the guy. I don't think. They're both going to have their down moments and their up moments. And right now, Højlund, he scored yesterday, but I don't think it's almost a sort of like, he's our number 9. I just think it's a case of...
I'd have him as number 9 all day over Zirkzee.
I think...
That's crazy.
I can
add a number 9.
Sort of back Saeed up about Zirkzee is when Kai Havertz went to Arsenal, the first 3 months, Arsenal fans were questioning this. He scored like one goal, which was a penalty in his first 3 months. They were questioning it. It just wasn't quite flowing. He wasn't good in his first 3 months at Arsenal, but they were like, he might help the system, this and that. It sort of got to about December time. Havertz got another goal. I think he scored a late winner versus Luton. And then in 2024, Havertz went on this really good run where I think he was getting some of the most goal contributions. And it just came by Arteta sticking with him for 3 months when he was a bit meh, but you could see elements of what he did off the ball and you could see elements of how he improved the team. There's times where I've seen Zirkzee and there was like 1 or 2 games, might be the Crystal Palace game where we looked really good. He came off, it sort of went to crap and his sort of touches were good. And I think for me, maybe he just needs to give Zirkzee a run of games to build up a little bit of fitness in that.
Also, this is a very key point. When I spoke to the Bologna fan, because I did a bit of research, right? He said to me, at Bologna, he had a slow start and then it clicked. The fans gave him the time. It clicked after a month or two. Now hold on a minute. Let me land. Then he can come out. He said you have to give him patience. It didn't click for him. He's a slow burner. Stick with it. And right now, what we're doing is we're jumping the gun to be like, yo, I don't think he's the guy. Like, that's what everyone's really, let's be honest. I know you want to
I will say this to Saeed. Hear me out on this one, though, yeah? So early when we actually went to Ajax and we met a guy called Ajax, and he told us everything we need to know about the manager. And he said, listen, he gave us great data. He said, he's stubborn, stick with Ten Hag, give him time, and you'll see what happens. And you know what I mean? If you go by even if fans say that, you can't, there's like some of us feel done by what Ajax has told us. Now, he wasn't taking the piss. He just gave a true assessment of what he sees in the team. Now, with the point that Alice was making, she speaks about Havertz, but guess what? For Havertz to get through all the sticky period that he went through, the manager kept playing him. But what we're going to need is for Ten Hag to literally put his hat on Zirkzee the same way he did for Anthony. He needs to say, no matter what I see, same way he did it for Rashid as well. I don't care what I see. I'm going to wait for you to come good in his team. Can he afford to do that?
I need to jump in on that quickly there. Sorry, Saeed, mate. Just on both points there with Havertz and Zirkzee, even the Ajax fan there. First of all, the Ajax fan, that's with Ajax. That's the Eredivisie. And Ten Hag wins a trophy every season. He's told us that. So I really, honestly, for the Premier League, I'll take that with a pinch of salt. It's just not the same league. Havertz was bought in because Arteta already has a system and he sees him fitting in that system. Ten Hag doesn't have a system. And so this is the worry that we've got. We're trying to shoehorn players into a system that is continuously changing week in, week out. And no one can tell me that it's not. We parked the bus against Villa to save the man's job, for God's sake. So there is no trust in a system there. And you have to be able to fit into a role that everybody knows you are going to play, because they've got to understand the system as well. I just don't think, like we said, like Saeed said there, the chopping and changing false nine, bringing in different strikes. You need to have, and Arsenal are pretty much set in stone, aren't they? They've got players that you know are going to play there week in, week out.
Sustainable.
They're all involved. They all know what they're doing. United players don't. It's changing too much. I want what KG says. I want the manager, and what Alice says, I want him to play Zirkzee for a number of games. Maybe you can build something around him. He needs to start playing the players that he has brought in to this team. He has brought a full spine into this Manchester United side. He has got his players there. We need to now see what he can do with these players, because you must have bought them for a reason. You must know what you want to do with them. And if you don't belong to be in that hot seat.
When I'm not going to lie, I was sitting where I sit is quite close here. You can literally see the players' faces. You can see, I swear to you, like, he looked knackered, mate. Like, I swear to you, like, he's breathing heavy, like trotting across, not really mobile. Like, and I know it takes time to come. He just looks so lethargic.
I'm not saying me of Lukaku.
Yeah, but Lukaku was a sharp shooter. He could finish. Lukaku, like,
he moves like that.
I'm not even saying, yeah, that this guy's rubbish. Get him. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I can clearly see why right now in this moment, Højlund is the starter. Like, I would say.
So Højlund, what has he done? He's done one.
And Højlund's not even. No, I'm not even saying Højlund's amazing.
But when you think about it,
when you think
about it, he should be the starter because he's been at Manchester United longer as well. I think the thing is with Zirkzee, this is when I go back to
people are asking for Zirkzee to play more games, I'm like, well, I don't really.
This is when I go back to the recruitment though, Flex. Is I look at him and the style of player he is, or the style of striker, and this kind of goes to Adam's point. This goes back to Adam's point when I sort of go, well, the way we're playing sometimes, and then the system changes. I go, I don't see how a striker like Zirkzee fits into that, because again, his sort of false nine, hold up the play, drop deep.
Yeah.
And when you've got two completely different style of strikers as well, that would kind of suggest, wouldn't it, that you're not sure which one you're going to use at any point. Like, because again, Højlund is like a much more defined number 9, lead the line, try and get the ball to him. He'll be in the box, score goals.
And he's got loads of gears to go up, by the way. He's far from polished.
Whereas Zirkzee is a bit more drop deeper. His finish is not as good as Højlund. And again, when you've got that different kind of style of player, it doesn't feel very defined. The system either doesn't feel very defined to actually support him or actually make him better as well. So I still think it's almost like you look at Zirkzee it's not to say he's not good or anything like that, but it's almost like you're going, all right, then what system has he been brought in for? Because it doesn't look like it's the system that we're playing. And then that's when you go back to recruitment.
On Ten Hag a little bit.
But also the way he's playing though. The ball was coming out the sky, mate, and he's supposed to have the good touch.
The game was pretty much flat down them, you know.
No, there's no. But bro, he come on in his time to show something.
It wasn't a great cameo. I'm not lying. It wasn't a great cameo.
The ball's in the sky like this. He's going to bring that down. It's about 5 yards away from the ball. Stuck his leg out. Like, mate, you can't control it from there.
But can we write him off after like a couple of months? Can we write him off after a couple of months? So flex.
I'm not writing him off. No, I'm not writing him off.
You are flex, man.
It sounds like it.
I'm not.
It sounds like
I'm not. I just know. I just don't understand.
It sounds like it.
You know what's so funny? Remember when I said I know flex? When he's talking, yeah.
That's what I mean, KG. It does, doesn't it?
I'm just telling you what I've seen.
No, that's why I started laughing.
Saeed's basically saying you should start to play more, and I'm saying, but right now,
Flex, let me land this. Alice said something. Alice said the big comedy thing, and then you said something, and I was like, I couldn't hear that tone. Sometimes you just hear your friend's tone in it, and you kind of know where he's at with things. If he said that, he said, let's have it. And when Flex starts to say this, go, let's have it right. You already know.
I think you got it with. I think you can tell with Flex. His chair starts going like this when he's getting.
Yeah, so really, it was the second minute. It was. I'm not having that. I'm not. Having
you know what it is? All right, cool. It's not that you've written him off, but it's almost as if like you're saying, what's the hype with Zirkzee? Maybe that's where you're.
What's the hype? I'd say, yeah. I don't get people. Yeah, what I don't get is that like
don't get the hype.
He should be starting now, and like off of what we like. I don't
think he should either. Right? No, I don't think he should either.
I don't. But Sai was like, no. Sai, wasn't you not saying like, nah? I think we should go with him.
No. I said Højlund suits the front three more than Zirkzee right now. Yeah. But I believe that's down to the coaching, which Alice said. Well, you know, Ten Hag's getting away with murder, man. This brother, I'm telling you, man, it's always.
The only thing I'm scared about, is
player guys.
You lot, on the real.
We spent 74 million on Højlund. It's fine that he's the number one striker.
The only thing I'm scared about, is I see him run sometimes, and I'm like, am I faster than you? And that's a problem because I shouldn't see any of these Man United players and think, oh, on a foot race.
He's a bit clunky.
You're not. Let's establish that you're not.
No, I'm telling you right now, I shouldn't feel that on any player in this United side. And I'm like, ooh, over how many yards, And you look like we can't even say guaranteed that, like, who's fitter? We can't say, hey, he's fitter. Like, we can't even say that.
That's violate. He just said he fits.
That's what I mean. You're faster than Zirkzee.
I'm not doing that, but I'm the one violating. I'm giving actual football reasons of what I've seen.
I'm not taking the piss. Wait, I'm not taking the piss. I sit there and think, who's faster out of us? That's a mad thing.
No.
Alice,
can I add? Because I get what KG's seeing. Sometimes I see Zirkzee's a bit clunky in his movement and all of that. But like, I'm sort of agree with Saeed because the way I see it is, I get why Ineos signed Zirkzee, and people might not agree with me on this, but I said they need a João Pedro, a Matthias Cunha as Zirkzee as player because Højlund was living off scraps. For me, Højlund was living off absolutely no service whatsoever. So the way I saw it is, we definitely need a striker that can drop deeper, receive the ball, help and build up, and maybe would unleash the wingers and make the wingers better. I think Højlund should start over Zirkzee. I think Højlund's the better player, and I back Højlund for that. But I think Ten Hag is playing Zirkzee the same way he played Sebastian Haller, and it's just like not. Honestly, it's just not working the same. He's misprofiling him, and I think that's on Ten Hag. To be honest, he needs to adapt to get the best out of Zirkzee.
Guys, foot race with most of the team, most of the players in the team. Which one do you think is compared?
Why are you doubling down? Why are you doubling down on this foot race thing, KG? You can't outrun Joshua Zirkzee.
I'm asking you on a foot race with all the.
You'd outrun Maguire.
Squad, the whole squad. Yeah, come on, guys.
You said Johnny Evans faster. Is Johnny Evans faster?
Who's it?
Johnny Evans faster, KG?
Who's faster than Zirkzee?
As in, no, me and if I was racing anyone in the squad, who would you put me in like a heat with? Like,
Harry Maguire. Put you in Harry Maguire.
Yeah, put you in with Delete.
Tommy in.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans is quicker than you think, man. It's not that slow, you know, John Evans.
Yeah. Actually, what's his name? What's his name once he gets going? Delete. He could.
Yeah.
Once he builds up speed. Once he builds up speed.
Oh, mate, I've seen like the Lit's one of the slowest players I've ever seen move. To be honest,
see, Adam seen it. He said he's stiff up. It's what? It's the Lit. Wait there. Sorry, wait there. Wait. Wait.
I
Adam,
reckon
is the
Maguire
Lit
beats the Lit in a race.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nah.
I beat. Watch the Lit run. He isn't. He is one of the slowest centre backs.
There's a question, but not running. I've seen him run like, yo, Rod, the Lit. Okay, say no more. Like he's
what, you think he's that slow, Adam?
Yeah. There he is.
So what's Zirkzee then?
Zirkzee's not. Look, I think it's just the way he moves. I think it's deceiving. I do. Like you watch some of the highlights. I know highlights from Serie A. Yeah, you can say it's a bit the slower game and everything like that. Zirkzee, no, he's not rapid. No, he's not. No Rasmus Højlund, but he's not the slowest man. I think he just gets a bad rap for it because of the way he moves. I honestly, I get what you're saying. He does look slow. I know. That's why I said he moves around lethargically like Lukaku did. But
but Lukaku could move though at times, even though his touch was
prime Lukaku. Lukaku at 22. Are you crazy? Lukaku at 22 was bouncing people off.
I'm talking Lukaku before he had his Conte diet. That's what I'm talking.
He did have a period. But Zirkzee shouldn't look like that now at 20, whatever he is.
Mate, he's a unit though, isn't he? You seen the size of the man's legs?
That's what I mean. He's a unit, but I'm not seeing him push people. I'm not seeing him bring the ball down. I'm not seeing nothing for it.
What we see from most of these players, let's be honest.
I'm not seeing anything.
My thing is, with goals, like this is
but we're seeing something from Garnacho. We're seeing something from Rashford. We're seeing something from Eriksen.
Someone said I'm not beating Kathy in a race. That's rude. Cap from reception.
Shout out Kathy as well. We always see her after the game.
How can I not beat Kathy reception, bro?
Sorry, what was you going to say?
No, I think we just got to be patient, guys, man. I think ultimately, Ten Hag, when you look at the attacking options he's had with, let's be honest, man, like, we're all moaning about this attack, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, Garnacho might get a few goals, but people know that his overall game isn't there. Rashford, we're talking about confidence play. Again, what kind of mood he's in. Højlund, let's be honest, man. Like, yeah, cool. He had a good half, but we don't know against Fenerbahce whether he has a stinker or not. He actually does well. You're still getting a 50-50 game out of him. I still think, for me, there's no guarantees in this attack. The only guarantee you probably could say is that Ahmad, you know what you're going to get from him. You know what I mean? He's not going to have a stinker because he's that technically good and he'll at least keep the ball and keep possession. So I think for me, it's one of them where, because we don't know our attack is set up and it's not been confident and we've barely been scoring goals, I just don't know if it's right to put a definitive kind of statement on players just yet. Like, I genuinely can't. We're not even talking about it in the same breath in the midfield. People are going on like Ogate is not the guy and he's finished already.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I'm not saying dash him out and we should. I'm not saying.
No, I'm just saying. Just in general, I think the fan base is just losing its head. For me, I don't blame these players. I blame the system that they've been put in and what's going on. Because for far too long, we've been seeing that this manager spent 600 million and he's still not been able to get the best out of him. He spent a lot of money and given what he wants. Imagine being given what you want and saying, "Oh, but you know what? That ain't still right for him." We're going to give him. We could give him Benjamin Sesko, yeah. And I'm telling you now, everybody would be like, "This Benjamin Sesko's rubbish."
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, because they come here and the system fails them. Like, I do agree with that. There's a super chat here. Mark Langridge. Look, Mark Langridge. Mark Langridge says, if you check Opta, Bruno was up front, right wing, left wing, 6 or 8. At no point, but for 2 passes made, was he in the 10. Eriksen was the only person taking that space. Larry says, goodness, we are a toxic fan base. I pity Zirkzee. We're going to destroy the confidence of the new signing with less than 10 matches played. I wonder if Vidic and Evra would have recovered today after the first 6 months. So lay off him. Ash says, the honest reality, I think, is people actually don't know what a real rebuild is and haven't accepted or know when the rebuild actually started.
By the way, I hate that word now, rebuild.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's one of those buzzwords. It's one of those buzzwords that people use a lot. I mean, when things are going bad, you go, you don't have the stomach for a rebuild. I don't have the stomach for United being shit and losing all the time or being like low down in the league. You know what I mean? Rebuild or not, like, you got to get results, isn't it? That's what it's about. So I think when you're seeing, as we've said before, about sides talking about system or talking about players that can't score goals, you go, that's not rebuild. That's not being good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not coaching properly. Basilo says, what is Adam on? The coach signed Højlund as well. He will play him. Havertz played as an 8, and when it did not work out, he played as a 9. No revisions, says Basilo. Kristen, Adam's like, what? Kristen says, is this the Ten Hag system or the Ineos/Wilcox system we are seeing? It's Jason Wilcox doing it. And Elizar says, Hagi plays who scored. Hagi plays, huh?
Ten Hag.
Oh, Hagi. Is that what you call him? Hagi. Okay. Hagi plays who scored. Both good. Zirkzee will help Rashford, Garnacho, and Bruno. Højlund is direct and can be more of a threat from the bench. Chill, it's options. I 100% agree with that because against Palace, you know, when he's putting people through and stuff like that and setting up some chances, and against Southampton, we saw the good parts of his game. So I do agree with the different options. I do agree with that. Footy Hub says, forget what other fans said and patience. Saeed, can you say what you've seen from Zirkzee and why he should play over Rasmus? Rasmus has more goals with half the playtime already.
No, I think no, I'll be honest with you. I think Højlund suits what we're trying to do better because I feel like that kind of way we're playing right now and that it's not a particular style of play, but that kind of like, you know, pace and power and the fact that we're running and it's constant, I think that kind of atmosphere, he'll thrive in more for me, Rasmus Højlund. And also, I think ultimately, Højlund has done well, to be fair. I see some stat about some XG stat. I don't know if, Alice, you know it, but he his goal to ratio is quite, you know, quite good.
Hey, Minna said, I just want to note this for the record, Saeed's saying a lot and nothing at the same time.
Oh, Minna, enjoy your team, man. What's going on, Minna, man? Allow me, man.
Nothing at the same time. She's basically saying you're waffling, I think that means.
No, but I generally just think for me, Rashford and Garnacho suit him more. Zirkzee, they don't suit him, for me personally, anyway.
Kyle says, why do you complain about the same 11 not being used and complain that 3 subs against Palace changed our system? Why can't he be trying to get players to work in his system through experimentation? Yeah. Andy says, kilos, as in kg. My nan is faster than you, and she's
wow.
So kg's very, very slow.
No, someone asked if I could be. I think there's another super chat coming up, and I don't think I'm winning that one. This like me versus I'm not winning. I'm not being such.
He runs marathons. He runs marathons.
He's serious, man.
That's a stamina thing, not speed. That's a stamina thing.
Nah, even over 40 yards. Don't have
stamina for
So Jim's like 70.
I think Seth is cooking me still.
Nah. You beat.
That's the problem. That's why I shouldn't think I'm faster than Zirkzee. That's why I've got issues. That's why. Like.
Uncle says a few games ago, Zirkzee came off and we all saw how the quality dropped. A few matches later, he's poor. He gets into good positions, he'll come good. Yeah, he had a little chance, didn't he? When the ball come across, he just a bit slow to react. He had a chance to shoot and it just went past him. So sharpness needs to raise from him. Red Baron says, I personally love the chaos of Owen, KG, and Flex arguing with the chat. Makes Mondays interesting. Keep it up. Tabaret says that KG won't even beat Rene. Ross.
I think I can get him out of here.
Footy Hub says De Ligt is not slow. That's cap. 2, Ericsson is defo the slowest in the squad. Actually, yeah, Ericsson is slow. 3, we need goals from a Man United striker. Leave long talk. Dwayne says it's on Ineos. They said they will buy players for the club, not the manager. They knew we needed goals. Osman, Tony, they were there. And Larry says, so Jim versus KG, who do you have your money on? Chat, and we just done that one there. Sville says, the way Zirkzee play reminds me of how Erik Ten Hag used Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst played very deep and linked up play. Zirkzee needs time. But he also is way more mobile than Zirkzee. Wout Weghorst ran around everywhere, to be fair to him. He did. Didn't stop running after. Right, this guy's just running everywhere. He's not touching the ball. Flipping Weghorst was just running around like a lunatic. But he did play Nintendo and help the others.
Pressing machine. What they call him? Pressing something crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
Defensive forward, mate. Defensive forward. That's what it was.
I don't think Zirkzee can run around like Veghorst does. I'll be honest. Connor says just different types of players. Connor says KG just needs to go shoulder to shoulder with Zirkzee and knock him out. Then he can beat him in the race. Yeah, no, he's a big unit. Definitely, he ain't just going to be able to box him off the ball. Just quickly, Yoro back in individual training, peeps.
Good news. Very good news.
That's good to hear.
Sure, you criminal. Sure, you're a criminal. I swear to God. If we see Malassi and them man there before sure. Yoro was in hospital doing this on a bed, bro. Remember when bro, and he's gonna be back before sure. Get rid of Shaw. It's got to get to the point where we
now we got to get rid of Shaw. Bro, we should have got rid of him about 5 years ago.
I've been trying to get rid of Shaw. But I never forget seeing Yoro on a hospital bed with the two thumbs, bro. And now he's playing before Shaw. Come on. This is ridiculous.
Well, they have said they're not going to rush him back. So it might not actually happen that way. And this is the perfect opportunity for United to not rush someone back like we have done before and get a recurring injury. So there's no need for Yoro to be... We've got an abundance of centre-backs. I don't feel a need to bring him back in. It's good to see him training, but let's actually see Manchester United treat a player the right way and actually not overcook him. Like, by the way, with the Shaw thing, we all know that it was self-inflicted as well, don't we? That recovery went downhill. We all heard the same thing with that, didn't we? So, there's levels of professionalism that go unpunished at Manchester United, which is the bigger disgrace out of everything. But, yeah, buzzing to see Yoro. Just to see him back in training, actually, is a good thing. And like I said before, like, it'd be interesting to see where he does fit in, on how he fits in, how we integrate him back in the side. But I don't know at the moment. I'm not in any particular rush. Just make sure that he's absolutely bang on the money, and let's hope we can look after him properly.
Alice, what do you think about Martinez as a backup left back? How he looked in the game against Mbuemo?
It's an interesting one because obviously Arsenal almost tried to sign him, and Arteta had this vision of him playing at left back, and he's done it before for Ajax. I wasn't convinced by him in the Community Shield, but I did think he had a solid game versus Mbuemo. Mbuemo's 6 goals, only Haaland's got more than him this season. I wouldn't say it's a long-term plan, but I think as a short-term plan, it could do the job. Because if you've got Yoro and De Ligt fit and Maguire fit, you've got 3 decent options at centre-back there. And if you've got no left-back, well, I think this is a good option in the short term. But I think in the summer, we'd need to sign a left-back because I think Martinez's qualities on the ball long-term, we probably need him at centre-back, assuming he finds the form in his first season.
Depending if it's the same manager next season, Martinez plays on the left of a back 3 for Argentina very comfortably as well. So the system may change in time. And this is like we said before, in terms of the signings coming in, Ineos having their stamp on certain signings might not necessarily be looking in the short term. They're buying players very young for the future to be adaptable to any change that they may bring in. And the coaching staff, just putting it out there, Martinez is comfortable in a back 3 on the left-hand side as well. There are options there, and I feel like we just don't utilize them.
Shenanigans, I don't know how true this is or the quality of the source, not to discredit you, Shenanigans, but you've put forward a stat there. He says top recorded speeds last season, obviously De Ligt at Bayern, 32.8 kilometers an hour. Evans, 30.90 kilometers. Maguire, 30.10 kilometers. Mainey was our slowest player at 29.8. So
I'll tell you what, put all them facing the wrong way and then tell them to turn and run, and we'll see a difference.
That's what I said. Turning.
Yeah, you got to be careful with top speed record. There's different things that can happen. Because look at Amrabat. Remember when I was convinced he was like the fastest man in the world when I saw him go toe to toe with Mbappe just in a straight line at the World Cup. And he came to us and we're like, that's not that's not him. That's not it. You can't just go off that. I've learned my lesson from that. I ain't getting involved in top speed. I learned my lesson from that. Jay says, we got Ben Chilwell for you guys if you need a left back. Jay, get the hell out of here.
Get out of here, man.
Get the hell. We'll make do. We'll make do, Jay. Yeah, we don't need Ben Chilwell. We're good.
Hey, can we say this though? There's some highlights that got us totally twisted. You know? There's some highlights that we've seen, and that Mbappe one with the Amrabat one is up there. In terms of PR and propaganda,
Bro, I was in the stadium, yeah, and I saw it. I went, oh my God, he's faster than Mbappe. Or he can keep up with Mbappe. So from that World Cup, I already decided that I wanted him to come to Man United. Because I went to like every Morocco game in Qatar, and I was like, this guy's great. Dude, this is what we need. Skinhead, just running around, passion. No one's gonna be able to stop him. No one's gonna be able to stop him. I see like 2 games last year. And to be fair, when he found his actual role where it's compact, he was all right. But nah, he's stiff up, man.
And it was funny because he had a back injury, and then people saw him run. They went, "How bad was the back injury?" Because it looked like it was pretty severe.
Oh gosh,
he can't move, man. And Footy Up says Evans will crumble in a few games. We'll need Yoro. Well, yeah. I mean, Johnny Evans at 36 is obviously keeping himself in good nick, but we can't expect miracles, to be fair. Right, guys, big show. We spoke about a lot. As per usual on the red carpet. You know what I mean? This is what the big takes are about. This is what we got to do. You know. Make sure you guys smash a like on this video and subscribe to United View, and also all the links to everyone's channels are in the video description below. Show love to Adam's channel, Sai's channel, KG's, Owen's, and Alice's as well. Minus is in there as well. In the video description below. So get involved. Red Baron Super Chat. Oh, did I miss that? Let me go back. Oh, it just came now. KG 1 kilometer an hour. There you go.
That's a great way to end.
On that note, yeah, I agree with you, Adam. Let's give him no chance to come back to that. We'll see you on the next episode on the red carpet. We're out of here, peeps. Laters. Take